Okay, what we have here now is a tax table. So all we need to understand, very simple, for you to understand that the heading where it shows taxable income. Now this is known as our tax brackets in which we will fall in, and it will make more sense when we're looking at an example. Now once we've chosen a tax bracket, right, in line, or let's say we chose the first tax bracket, and after working out our amounts that the person falls within the first tax bracket, so we look at the next column which says rates of tax. All we need to do is do whatever this side tells us, this right hand side, or this column here tells us. So we just follow the instructions that's in line with each of these brackets. So this here, this one on the right hand side basically tells us what we need to do and how we need to calculate it when that person falls within that bracket, right? For instance, if the person falls within the last bracket, and let's say they have an amount of 2 million or so, like that, then we will do exactly what the question says. We will write this entire statement out, 533625, and we continue all the way and we follow the instructions. But this will make more sense as we look at an example. And then thereafter we have something called tax rebates. Now when it comes to tax rebates, this generally we look at the person's age and we work out what rebate they get. Rebate means the money that the SARS will give you back, so they don't just tax you and take away all your money. If you fall within a certain category, then SARS allows you some rebate in terms of that, and the primary, secondary and tertiary will determine that. And if you notice, you can see the age groups in which a person falls will allow you to have a rebate, and with the rebates we normally minus this amount. So this is thus far that we can look at, and later on you get medical credits and so on, but we will work with this for now, and later on we'll see whichever examples help us to come across medical credits and so. But as long as you understand the basis of reading this table, it's important. So when you are given something like this in the exam, you know exactly what to do. So we are given a question and some information. It says one of the major sources of revenue for the government is personal income tax. The tax table for 2018 is given on Annex A. Now this table would have been either at the back of your paper, or sometimes it's given separately, but this information must be given to you, and you know that it's called an annexure. So make sure your annexure is all the source material that you're going to be using to help you answer certain questions. So it says here, a Landy, a 57-year-old lady, received an average monthly taxable income of 46,308.50 for the 2017-2018 tax year, and she is not a member of a medical aid scheme. Determine how much tax Landy has to pay every month. Now there is a reason why they mentioned that she is not a member of the medical aid scheme, because this question doesn't require you to do medical credits, but at later examples, as we said, and more videos, we will look at examples that have medical credits. Additional information about the tax table which I've discussed with you. Right at the top it says annual rates. Now that's very important because the amounts we work with here is in line with annual. Annual is the entire year. So if you look at the question given to us in the second paragraph, it says Landy received an average monthly taxable income of 46,000. The key word there is monthly. Now in order for us to work with the tax table, we need to convert this monthly into annual. So we take the 46,000 that is given to us in the information given to us in the question, and we multiply by 12, and you see the first step there, it says 12 times 46,308, and we get 555,702. So what do we do with this 500,000 some change? So all we need to do is take that amount and we look at our tax brackets. Now I mentioned to you that the heading called taxable income shows us our various tax brackets. Now I need to take this 555,000 and see in between which two numbers it falls in between. So I continue, and I've highlighted it here on the square. You notice that it falls within that bracket there. Now once it falls within that bracket there, I look at the right hand side and I see there's a certain statement given to me in which I must follow. So this is what I will write down as soon as I know which bracket it falls under. Right, so once it falls under this bracket here, I will write this down. And this, if you notice under the heading called tax due, I've written exactly what's in that right hand side column there, highlighted by the square. So the only difference is it says there the 39% of taxable income above 555 600. Now what do we mean by this, the taxable income above? Now what it means that any amount above 555 600 will be taxed. Now we need to know, using the person's amount, which is 555 702, it's more than the 600. So whatever is more than this 555 600, that will be taxed. So the difference, anything more, say for instance if I say I'm only going to tax 100 rand and anything above 100 rand. So if a person has 150 rand, so we know that 50 rand will be taxed. This is what we're saying, just that difference part. Or if it's 115 rand and I'm telling you anything above 100 rand will be taxed, so only that 15 rand will be taxed. I just take that big amount minus that cutoff, which is indicated in this case as 555,600. So once we do this cutoff here, we put this within brackets because we only want the difference. Remember that this part, that part there is only the difference. So once we get the difference, it's 102, we multiply that through, right, using our calculator, and we arrive at 149,514,78. So our next step will be to deal with the rebate. So once we've done this here, we go to the rebate table now. And if you notice in the rebate, the heading there is tax year. Now that means these amounts are for the year. So we go to our information right at the bottom under the question, and we see here it says that Landy, a 57-year-old lady. Now when it comes to the tax rebates, we deal with the person's age. So if you look at this categories here, Landy will fall under the primary only. So we will only take the primary amount of 13,500 and allow that rebate because that's the age in which she falls under. Alright, if she was, let's say she was 70 years old, so Landy would fall under secondary, so we will allow her the 7,407 plus the 13,500. So that's how it works. So in this case, let's just work with this here. So 13,500 rand is subtracted and we arrive at 136,014,78. Now remember, when we're giving rebates, we always give rebates even if the person, let's just say for example they are 90 years old. So we not only have to give them the tertiary, we have to give them the tertiary, the secondary and the primary, and that's how it works. So we could stop at our answer there, but our question requires us to do more. If you look at the question right at the bottom where it says determine how much tax Landy has to pay every month. Now this is very important. So remember, we've worked out annually now. So we worked out for the year, but the question wants us to say every month. So in order for us to do it monthly, all we need to do is divide the amount that we have thus far by 12, and we arrive at our answer in approximately 2 decimal places, 11,334,57, and that's your final answer.